Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode, or the first official episode of TRED Talks XYZ. I am your host, TRED, and on today's episode, we have a very, very important topic, and it is: do Black Lives even matter? And before I obviously go on, spoiler alert, they matter. They matter a lot. They matter to me, they matter to people who don't look like me, they matter to people who have never met a black person in their life, okay? Black Lives matter, no matter what you or anybody else has to say about it that is against that movement. Doesn't matter. Black Lives Matter. And anyways, so in this video, I'll be talking about the Black Lives Matter movement. I'll be talking about maybe a little bit of my personal experience onto what I've experienced with it, and as well as just touching on some Black Lives Matter facts that are in the States and throughout the world. So, firstly, the Black Lives Matter movement really they were founded in 2013, but they've really gotten recent acclaim or recent exposure because of the killing of George Floyd on May 25th, 2020. He was killed in Minneapolis over allegedly trying to spend a counterfeit $20 bill, which I can't even get into that. So real quick, we'll talk about Black Lives Matter, the founders. And there was three founders. I did hear or see in my research and hear from a couple of friends that apparently there was somebody else who founded the Black Lives Matter movement. I couldn't find any source material on it. I couldn't find any articles relating to it, so I'm not going to say. I'm going to say that as far as I know, the Black Lives Matter founders were three females, and it was Alicia Garza, Patrice Coulars, and Opal Tamidi. I hope I'm saying those names correctly. I don't know if I am. And they actually, and I actually just found this out recently, that they founded the Black Lives Matter movement on the day that George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin's murderer, was acquitted of all murder charges, which was July 13th, 2013. And it was from that day that the BL movement was born. And they have been doing some incredible work, and it is spread across America like wildfire. I myself, I have not said this, but I myself, I live in Canada. I live in Toronto, and I've also experienced racism. And yeah, no, but I've experienced it. I've been beat by cops. I've been pulled over for no reason. I've been harassed. My friends have been harassed, but I'll save my personal experiences for another video. And so I want to talk about for a second about excuse me, about George Zimmerman and just how ridiculous everything about that individual is. So George Zimmerman, everyone knows he was the person who killed Trayvon Martin, who was that was February 26, 2012, so just over 8 years ago now. And he was tried for second-degree murder and manslaughter, and then he was acquitted of all charges on July 13th, 2013. And since then, he has gone on to do some extremely outlandish things, make outlandish claims, lawsuits, and like it's actually just ridiculous. So a couple of the things that this guy thought was a good idea was that one, he what was it? It was in February or 19, I believe I saw December 5th. He filed a lawsuit against suing the state of Florida, suing the Florida Police Department, Florida prosecutors, Trayvon Martin's family, as well as Trayvon Martin's their family attorney for $100 million. $100 million. Like, I don't know what kind of defamation you thought was transpiring, but never in your life were you going to make $100 million. So it's absolutely ridiculous that you're suing for that amount. As well as I also looked to see if the lawsuit was still active. I couldn't find any information. I tried to find so many updates. I did find an article saying that they were one of the family lawyer for the Martins, I believe, was telling them that they had 21 days to rescind the lawsuit before they face further legal action, and that the possibility that the George Zimmerman's lawyer, whose name is Larry Klayman, would be disbarred from the Florida bar because they don't, that's anyways. And so I believe the lawsuit was rescinded. I couldn't find any information on that. But then another one this year, February of 2020, he decided to sue Pete Buttigieg. I probably should have looked up how to say his name before I made this, but I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. And Elizabeth Warner, or Warren, not Warner, Warren. And Pete was the former mayor of South Bend, um, Indiana. And the reason why he was targeted by George Zimmerman was because he tweeted on Trayvon Martin's 25th birthday something to the effect of how many times we're going to lose someone who, how many 25th birthdays have been stolen from us, from, certain individuals. And then Senator Warren also said something to that effect as well. And then George Zimmerman, with his same lawyer, Larry Klayman, filed a lawsuit against the senator as well as the former mayor for $265 million for two tweets on the birthday of Trayvon Martin. Like, I can't even, who does that? I don't know who does that. And like, furthermore, George Zimmerman, since the murder of Trayvon Martin, has gone around. He's been doing public appearances where he signs packs of Skittles for people who come and see him. Trayvon Martin was carrying Skittles when he was killed. He's signing packs of candy of the person that he killed. Now, I do not think that he is innocent. I think he is 100% guilty. He's a murderer who killed a 17-year-old unarmed walking through his neighborhood with Skittles in his hand, and he should be treated as such. But if you are saying that you were surviving a brutal attack, which is what he claims, it was a brutal attack on that night, and that he was just defending himself, you would not be signing what candy was in that person's hand when you killed them if it was in self-defense. Your goal is not to make people feel like you're celebrating not going to jail, which is what he's doing. And even furthermore, I believe it was 4 years ago or 5 years after the murder, he put his the gun, which was a Caltech PF9 9mm, which cost $356 new. Excuse me. He put it up for auction online on his website, and I couldn't believe this when I read it. I literally couldn't believe it. The final bid, which was under the pseudonym of John Smith, the final bid was $138,000. Well, $138,900, but $138,000 was the final bid. And that same gun was also on another website where it said it was $100,000 to start the bidding, and then a $500,000 buy it now. And in the description it says, here is your chance to buy a firearm that is an American icon. This man killed an underage young 17-year-old black boy, and he's selling the gun as an American icon. Honestly, like, if you think that black lives don't matter, I don't know what to tell you, because I agree, all lives do matter, but not if you say it in response to Black Lives Matter. Like, you can say, I support everyone, that's fine. I think everyone should be treated equal, that's fine. But when you say all lives matter in a response to Black Lives Matter, you're trying to discredit the turmoil and all the tribulations that black people have gone through. Myself included, not to the extent as my American counterparts. It is much worse there, but racism still exists here in Canada. And All Lives Matter is usually a protest to Black Lives Matter, because it's like, if I say that the cops are killing black people, and your response is the cops are killing white people too, my response is, so you agree, cops are killing people. Right? Like, it doesn't, that's the thing that people always try to misconstrue and don't understand. It's like, oh, black people are are victims of police brutality. Like, oh, well, white people are too. It's like, okay, well, then you agree. Police brutality is a problem. Like, you can try and argue what you want, but if they're beating anyone of any color, it's a problem. So if you say that white people are being more discriminatory judged by police than black people are, you should be supporting black people who are being judged wrongly. Like, you should support that because you know what it feels, and you know that they are doing that to all creeds, to all nations, to all colors, to all people, all religions, right? But they don't. Anyways, I appreciate you tuning in. This is a lot more political and a little more heavy than I thought it was going to be, but it was a video that I thought needs to be made, and I am going to probably make more of them because there's things that I didn't even get a chance to touch on in this video. Like, there was a law in Oregon, in a county in Oregon, where people of color will exempt from wearing masks because of out of fear of being discriminated against. But then, over backlash, the county, which I believe is called Lincoln County, rescinded the law out of fear because black people were being then targeted for discrimination because they weren't wearing a mask. So it was pretty crazy. They were the first, I believe, the first place in the U.S. to exempt non-white people from any kind of law that did not have to do with religion or disabilities. So that was pretty crazy. But anyways, thank you again. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I'll be making lots and lots more videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video, and I appreciate all the support. And please remember, at the end of the day, Black Lives Matter. A lot. Thank you.